Hi guys, welcome to Mel Scuba World on YouTube. Actually, I start giggling. It's because of a few ticks already. I'll be like blah 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 blah. I have no idea what's wrong with my tongue today, so I will try and slow down my pace when I talk. So here it goes today. So the questions that is still people asking me out there. So today's video is also about Q&A. So majority of you asking me to even go live, but I will try to do that platform later on because again I'm very busy of moving at this current moment. So but yes, definitely that's a great idea to just go live for Q&A. So definitely I will do that. Okay, so it's just that I like to make the video recorded so that because majority of the questions are kind of very common. So if you answer, if you email me, so instead of all these questions that I have to ask, I can just send you a link, and I'm hoping I answer your questions. If not, just make sure that don't forget to comment under my YouTube videos, and I will definitely will do that kind of content to answer your questions. So I still have a lot more questions that I still need to do on especially like for ladies, if you got period, menstrual, is it safe and stuff like that. Definitely that kind of question I will definitely do that. So don't forget to subscribe my channel, so stay tuned for all this related content every Tuesday and Friday. So one of the questions here that I want to answer is basically what kind of perspective the diving open up for your life, professionally and personally. So being a scuba diver instructor level professional, and basically it learns how to help yourself to be a little bit more patient, right? And yeah, that's one of the things that is a good gift whenever that you being a teacher. So for me, I really treasure that a lot. Okay, so and basically you learn more about the marine life whenever you go. You tend to understand too that animals do have behaviors, so you just like it, so we do need to respect them whenever we enter the water. So basically you tend to know yourself first, because you do need to make sure that you're able to take care of yourself, and knowing how you work whenever you in scary moment or panic moment, how do you calm yourself so that you be able to help others. So you tend to actually know yourself a little bit more, and even your body, even how you breathe, you tend to know that how to take deep breathing to calm yourself down, how to stay fit, how to kick certain way if there is a current, how to even stay closer to the bottom when there is a current involved, so that you do not get washed away when you dive in the mid water. So stuff like that you tend to learn whenever that you dive more, and basically you can also follow animals down there, the fish, how they even fight current and stuff like that. But obviously that's go through the process of diving, right? To answer this question. And me personally, definitely professionally and personally, diving do help me be a better me, okay? That is the most important thing in my life, because I always want to try to improve myself. So that's why I love diving a lot. Okay, so was there any ecological aspect to your course linked to global warming? If so, can you describe this? So definitely I always encourage people whenever they sign up for diving, doesn't matter if it's a course open water or before then that is like a tryout diving, it's not even a license. I always put in their mind about not finning and kicking the coral and stuff like that, and is how you as an instructor, even though you do the briefing, they still do that kind of error. So you do need to make sure maybe you can have a limit group if you know they're a little bit of like not really a swimmer, where they do the tryout and you know that they be diving like a horse. So why do you want to take a big group and destroy the environment, is it worth it? So for me, it's not worth it. So I try to have a smaller group whenever they don't know how to do that. It's all about management. You can just have another instructor to help you out, whatever not. So that's something that I do. So if they take PADI advanced course, I ask them to take one of the adventure dive. Is peak performance buoyancy, definitely, because it will improve their buoyancy. So whenever they have to learn the navigation, the compass, they don't end it up like just swimming and not alert of other things because they're so into compass. So if you are with the camera, they don't tend to kick things. So definitely it leads to this global warming and all this climate change stuff like that. Environment is related, somehow it's still linked to each other. So a little gestures like that is what I do whenever I teach courses. So I ask them to take peak performance buoyancy. Second one, I will ask them to do a like a dive with the debris, right? And also, yeah, that's something that I ask them to do, right? So you learn to make sure and collect trash and be a responsible diver. That is something that I do. And also if they are not a diver and they are with their families or their partners that are not a diver, I also organize beach cleanup myself, or just show them an example. Whenever you go diving, you collect a little bit here and there, and basically it shows you a because you as a professional, you lead by example. So whatever you do, they try to mimic it. But just remember, whenever you collect those trash when you do a dive, just this is why I like to teach that course, adventure dive, because they need to understand if they collect cans, they cannot like put things in their BCD, stuff like that. It's super dangerous. Knives, whatever, from fishing hook, they like to stick it in their BCDs because it can tear up the BCD. Is really bad. Okay, so you have to teach them a proper way, even though you want to be a responsible diver, how to clean it, because if you clean it at the beach on the shoreline, it's totally different. It's totally different. All right, so you have to understand that. And this is something that I always talk about also whenever I do my dive briefing. So about environment, how to respect it, how you do not want to throw trash outside from the boat. There is a bin here, the cigarette butts or whatever. If you are a smoker, please chuck it here on the boat. We have a little container. So stuff like that, you want to talk about it. Or if they even a dive master, sometimes when I teach my dive master, I even do a presentation about eco, because yeah, again, my YouTube channel is all about eco dive also. It's not only scuba tips, scuba facts, it's also about eco dive living and how do you do that. So definitely I also put in my dive master head so that they can, she can, or he can be the ocean ambassador themselves. Okay, all right, because it is important, not just like having everybody just be a diver and not taking care of the environment. So I've seen a lot of like posting sometimes on Facebook or Instagram, people just don't mind posting pictures of touching things, right? Or posing things under the water, like on top of corals. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know that you're not aware of that, but please, once you watch this video, please, you need to Google it more, or please trust me, that is really bad for environment, okay? Because these corals are also animals, okay? So you have to protect it, not only for you, it's for your future generation, right? So we have to do that. You have to do something to help, because what if your kids one day, or your grandkids, or other people, if you don't care about you know, environment, is really bad. Okay, you do need to take care of it, all right? So that if they ask you this question, what do you do? what did you do to our generation now? So you don't get blamed. At least you do something about it, not just talk about it, do something about it, right? Not like just saying like, okay, we should change, and then who wants to change? Nobody wants to change. So if you want to change, it has to start with you, okay? All right, so how was life around the course? Can you describe a little the atmosphere of the place, the people, the activity you did beside the course? So again, like you need to check out some of my videos. In fact, maybe like 2 videos down or something. I talk about ocean conservation that I do for this year. Yeah, that I'm gonna be working in December year to 2020, and also next year for 2021. So just for a few months for the project of ocean conservation. So that's something that I do outside diving. And the life around the course, yes, I have other video on that about being a life of a professional in an island. So it all depends on where you work. If you are working in a place that is more Islamic, you need to respect it, not wearing shorts everywhere and stuff like that, or bikini, or just walking around when you're a professional, stuff like that. So you just have to be adaptable. Okay, be adapt to any type of scenarios. If your students or your colleague and your bosses likes to mingle around, so again you have to be very open up and mingle with them and stuff like that. It's something that it's fun. Okay, meeting people is fun. So I'm not sure, sometimes that it's just that whenever you work in a diving industry, again, customer service is something that you really have to be solid in, like great in excellent in, and how you talk. So sometimes there is times that you see people so much that you just want to be in your room and just relax, because diving is very exhausting too. So sometimes you just have to just relax and just walk it off and just be blanked off a bit to just recoup yourself, so that you can still have the smiley face. Don't be like sad all the time. But trust me, I know it's hard, but sometimes it's just very stressful. Especially it all depends on the responsibility that you hold on the position in the company. So again, like yeah, something that you just need to adapt. So as long as you are a person that can adapt and be very open-minded, you will do great. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry. All right, so the people and everything, yeah, again, yeah, you just want to make sure that you mingle around. In fact, sometimes I just play basketballs or netball, they call it, in one of the island that I go. So yeah, you have to just mingle with them and help them, whatever. If they're trying to fix the football field, get involved with that. So yeah, so it's all about how you do it, because if you help people, I mean, of course you don't want any return on it, but it's always good to have a good network. Okay, can you see any gender issue in diving world? Okay, so this question right here, yes, definitely. I've seen like some people prefer to have a female instructor to teach them because they are female, stuff like that. I feel very sad that I've seen in one of the group community, actually it's a group chat, it's in Facebook, it's called Girl That Scuba. So I've seen posted like how one of this lady, she did like a complaint that she got like sexually harassed by the instructors, and I'm so surprised there's a lot of other people that commented and stuff like that, and they says, yeah, this is why we created this Facebook community. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? I was like, there is a lot of people and issues on that, and I'm hoping like, yeah, I'm hoping that we can fix this issue. Okay, for gender issue, it depends where you are. Sometimes not really gender, sometimes it's just the culture, or in the Islam country, the guy cannot touch the girl at all. So it all depends like how a type of person you are. So this is why on the BC there is a ring that you're hooked onto. You do not really want to touch your students if not needed. So if your student is more open-minded, they don't want to be touched, of course it's our responsibility to touch them. So sometimes in the water also we do need to have the action to help them, pull them, touch them here and there and there. So yeah, so I understand totally if there is a particular dive centers that want female instructors or male instructors, or even like different languages of race and stuff like that. It's not really an issue for me. So but in terms of dive centers, yeah, you'll be surprised, even though you're a female, yeah, there is dive centers owners that love to have female on board. So if you're a female, don't worry about it, you know. This world is more very open now that a lot of diving instructors female out there anyway. Okay, last question here. Does or did COVID-19 affect your diving activities? If yes, how, and how do you adapt? Definitely the COVID-19 affects the diving industry. In fact, it affects the whole tourism. So yeah, it's a very affected. In fact, there is a standard of operation that we have to follow in every each of countries. So how do I adapt on it? It's super easy. Just make sure you are up to date on the news and just follow the procedure. Like for us, we have to have the disinfectant, we have to do this and do that. So we just do all of that so that we don't have to worry about it. Some people are not worried about it, some people are worried about it. So it's good to do it so that the other persons understand that that's how it's the new norm is, and whoever is not worried about it still need to practice it. So that is just to be safe for the environment and for us to be able to continue our business, right? So yeah, you just have to be adapt. So again, if you can adapt in your attitude, you be able to adapt in any type of scenarios. Nothing can stop you. So just make sure that all the stress, put it behind, think forward, don't cry over it, because if you cry, there's no solution on it. Just make sure to think about the solution and be strong to it. And if you're not strong to it, just ask the crew to support you, your friends to support you, and come up with ideas, because one brain, two brain, three brain is better than one brain. So think together, be strong, brainstorm, because sometimes put your ego down, and the more you talk to people, it's better, isn't it? So yeah, so I hope I answered some of the questions here. So thank you so much, you guys, for staying tuned again, and till then, bye.